Welcome to Matrix Study Hall. I am Miss Oracle, and today we're going to go ahead and get into this. This is trending, and it is evident that his time has literally ran out. The things that this individual has been doing, Sean Combs has had a long reign of terror in his path, and now what we're seeing is that justice is really being served. Now, when it comes to the Matrix, you have to understand, and most of you already know that if you're tuned into this tribe, you already know how it goes when it comes to the Matrix. There are hidden hands at play. And for him to have this reign of being a warlock, using SMECS, we're going to use that for YouTube purposes, using SMECS rituals and all sorts of tactics and blackmail, just so many different things he was involved in. And for him to now be facing these consequences, it bears in mind what actually happened for them to turn on him. Now, the reason why this is happening at this time is a lot to do with the Matrix is literally unveiled. There's a lot that's coming to the forefront, and don't get me wrong, we all know when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to society at large, there's always going to be key players that put forth a lot of evil and doing the most diabolical things to people in the name of their ritualistic abuses or whatever reasons they have. But for them to turn on him, it's really telling that a lot of things that were hidden at one point are being revealed. And furthermore, when it comes to these demonic forces, they like to operate under the shroud of secrecy. And to me, when it comes to Sean Combs, something just never quite set right about him to me. And although he gave off this charismatic type of personality, I always felt like it was a facade. I always felt like there was more to him. And I also think too that with him actually being put out here in a sense of being exposed at every angle, like so many people are exposing him, the level of depravity that he was involved in has reached the heavens, literally. And so I think that although there could be hidden hands that have decided that maybe he's a casualty at this point, with him being infamous, and they may have decided, okay, we're just going to ditch him. Who knows? But I think this is defying anything that has to do with modern rules and laws. These crimes that he has committed has reached the heavens, literally, as I mentioned. So although he may have had a long reign of being a warlock, of ruining people, being destructive, these things eventually cycle out. And just as he took it upon himself to never turn over a new leaf, and I think in some aspects he may have attempted to for the public's sake, call himself brother love or all these things, to me it never came off genuine. I felt as if from intuitive space it may have been his way of trying to get ahead of the incoming news that was going to be aired about him, because he's someone that unfortunately he may have been a victim at some point. From basically what I've picked up on, some insight I've gotten in regard to his mom, kind of put him on to, smoozing up to certain individuals, white individuals, males, and there could be some resentment there, actually a lot, when it comes to women in general, and his uncomfortable relationship with his mom. Okay, he at some point may have been a victim, but he turned into the villain. And not only did he turn into the villain, he became a super predator. And people can say, all right, let's not jump the gun. He has to go through a court of trials. He has to go to court and all this stuff, right? But the truth of the matter is that anybody with even an iota of common sense can recognize that this man has been diabolical for a very long time. And God is not playing around. Like, although people, I think too, what has happened was that he was able to utilize his money, his wealth, his prestige, his connections to buy him time. But eventually your time will run out. And that's what I believe is happening with him. A lot of the things that he has done was protected by people in high places, hidden figures. But even those people, at some point, they have to also face the music. No pun intended, speaking about a music mogul. But I mean, he has so many tentacles and so many different things, and it was so pervasive to the point where I really think that he has a bearing on why, not for all music outlets, but in particular to the niche genres of R&B, hip hop, he has had so much degeneracy involved within him, with people that were around him, and even this is stemming to actors and anybody that is involved in Hollywood media. And so the tentacles of his depravity is kind of spread throughout. And these things have a direct correlation to why people around here are acting a fool. People see certain individuals in the forefront behaving their worst, treating people their worst. And then in their minds, they begin to correlate that with something to achieve, something to aspire to. So Diddy, Sean Combs, Brother Love, okay, whatever terms he chooses to call himself, this man has been very detrimental to the community in general, just to anybody that consumes media, because he has tentacles involved in so many different things, even when it comes to like some of the allegations in regard to even things they've said about his daughters, okay, and his sons. Like, he had no type of restraint, because it's been said that he has also more than likely involved his children in a lot of the nefarious things, okay, sexual trafficking and things like that with his own children. So enough is enough. And so we're seeing a lot of divine vindication that's happening right now, and it's happened before us all. And just understand too, on a deeper level, although this is happening within the matrix, on a spiritual level, this is also representing that just as you're seeing people in so-called high places that seem to be untouchable begin to face their justice, we're in the age of Aquarius right now. We're also, have so many different planets in retrograde. I think Mercury, Saturn, Pluto, Neptune. I think there's those several planets that are in retrograde. Retrograde is bringing things back in order to bring correction. And so with these things coming out right now, other people, it's going to be a trickle down type of process. Other people that may have been influenced by these type of behaviors, they're also going to be facing a lot of karmic justice. Karmic debt is weighing heavily on a lot of people, because it's like sin is very bold. People that involve themselves in blatantly sinning. And I'm not trying to say that, sin could be anything. Okay, sin could be taking a pen. You at the bank and you take the pen intentionally. Okay, so sin is sin. But when it comes to the point where you have become so emboldened to be a full-out warlock, a full-out demon, and thinking that somehow, just because you have certain hidden figures behind you, or you have a certain amount of money backing you, that you're never going to experience justice. You're never going to experience consequences. And now you're seeing that he's having to face the consequences of his actions. And this has been going on for what? It has to be more than 20 years, almost like 25 years or more. At what point do you begin to realize that, something is definitely wrong, to the point where, he's even involving his children in this nonsense. So I just wanted to come in and drop in and share that how God is not mocked. Time is up. Until next time, bye.